I completely agree with that. Like the way we breathe, it can affect our performance. It can help us, move a little more longer as well without much fatigue. Can we do a drill?
Sure. Sure, yeah.
So there's something called as box breathing as well.
Yes.
So is that the one you're talking about, or is there?
That is one. There are other breathing modalities that can activate your energy. Box breathing is more to keep yourself focused in the zone and also stay sharp.
Okay.
And a lot of the high performance individual, whether it's a Navy SEAL, and they don't do any over the counter stuff. They will only do things that are tried and tested,
right?
And has been research has been done. So box breathing, there is a 4-7-6 breathing, which is 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, and 6-second exhale. And then there is activation breathing, which is also called like Kapalbhati. Of course, before we start with any of these breathing, there's a thing that to be noted that you have to first check in with your health condition, because a lot of people with high blood pressure or something with the epileptic, they have to be careful not to jump into it. And also, if never done it before, it's advisable that you start slow, that you start with small breathing span. So athletes is a different story because they have well-trained mechanism. But for any youngster who's starting it off, one has to be done under supervision. Like anything, if you're going to a gym, how much weight are you lifting? If you never lifted the weight, it will lead to injuries. Same with the breath work. It has to be optimized, done in an
wrong breathing technique leads to injuries.
It can affect your entire performance, because you will not be able to manage your performance, and it will just make you more breathless rather than relaxing you. So yes, again, it is to be taken with little consideration, awareness, but it can really.
So how about we do a drill? One before we begin our activity. It could be whether swimming, running, cycling, any of it. So one common drill that can be practiced. Second, while doing the activity. Of course, with swimming, it changes entirely. But, if you can share something that is specific to swimming and while running or cycling. So what kind of breathing technique can be, applied?
So before starting any activity, especially if you are, an amateur athlete or a professional athlete, it's advisable that, first you need to tune in, get connected to what you're planning to do. So starting with normal breathing rhythm, which can fine tune you and bring you into the space and put the intention into the activity. Once you've got that, so that can easily be done by 2 seconds inhale, 2 seconds exhale, just like a normal breathing pattern. 10 to 15 breath that tunes you in, like you inhale to the count of 2 and exhale.
Do you hold your breath, or do you?
No, you just do regulated breathing. Don't holding in over here. So inhale through your nose. A lot of people have difficulty exhaling through the nose, so it's also fine to exhale through your mouth. So, but inhalation is better to go through your nose. If you can master the nasal breathing, nothing better than that. So after doing that, for people who are in the high performance sport like boxing, martial arts, swimming, running, they can start with activation, where your body temperature goes up, where you're really getting into that energetics. So where we go for 30 seconds to a minute,
So this is high-paced breathing.
High-paced breathing, after you've set the tone, you've started with the base, the warm-up, and then you're going into a little more high-paced breathing, which could be for anywhere from half a minute to a minute. Again, be careful, because it can lead to a head rush if you've never done it before, because you're oxygenating your system. So start slowly, 15 to 20 seconds, and then during the activity, one needs to be mindful, because a lot of time when we are in that high performance sport, football, cricket, or any activity that requires a lot of movement, you need to optimize your breath. A lot of time what happens, if you see the youngsters, they hold their breath, whether they are swimming, whether they are doing cycling, whether they're doing some yoga also. So that is the whole idea, that we need to be mindful. That's the role of a teacher to the student, to keep them aware of that. Stay mindful, so that you're aware of your breath. I'm not like a lot of people do squats, I've seen the gym, or do some bench press. They hold their breath because you can see the facial expression. They're like push-ups, no breathing. What happens is, after a point, you will not be able to perform, because the
brain gets
stuck, and also there's no circulation happening. So it is doing more harm than good. So when I observe the youngsters when we were working out, I just make sure that 3 things to be notified. One is your breath, how your breathing is happening. Where one is your movement and being aware of your technique. Like posture is very important. A lot of time, how we sit, and that directly correlates to our breathing and to our moods, to our emotions. So your posture and your breath goes hand in hand. If I'm having a hunched posture, which a lot of times I see a lot of youngsters and even the people working in offices, the shoulder and the neck issues are happening. So just being aware of that and channeling your breath work into that can really help you adjust some changes.